YouTube, what is up? Today we're going to be talking about Sunset, why I'm most excited for this map coming into Masters Madrid, what Sentinels and Heretics are doing really well on this map, and why PaperX might be an extra step ahead of everyone else. Let's listen into Baby Bay, what he had to say about Sentinels changing their off-season comp to their kickoff comp on Sunset.
So they said that every time that they scrimmed against PRX, and this is PRX's comp, that's where they got it from, they were getting just absolutely just rolled by it. And then they were a really good Sunset team, and they were beating everybody, right? So they just wanted to have this in the back pocket.
Okay, so Sentinels are now using the old PaperX comp, right? This is what they were using in off-season. They said that they were getting wrecked in terms of practice, and now we are using their comp. This is interesting that PaperX have gone off of that comp and they're using something a little bit different. We've added Heretics' comp in here as well, just so you can see some of the similarities, right? Double Initiator, we have a KO for each one, and then we always have an Omen. Now, let's quickly talk about the macro on how this map is played, and it's very simple. Most good teams are just doing this, right? Fight one site, retake the other. And then when the site that we're retaking, we just have information, whether it's a camera or a trip deep on site, so we know that they've got onto the site so that we can retake. Teams are then going an extra step ahead of that. Now they know how teams are playing. So let's look at what Sentinels did in their game against NRG. I highlighted this on another video and we're going to do it again now. Just look at this, right? Every single time they are saving their util, they make sure they have the Omen Flash. So when the Omen Flash comes in from NRG, which you're about to see, they have their own Omen Flash back, which stops the initial hit, right? And then they can get the timings. It means that this util runs out, right? We're going to look at Tenzin a little bit in terms of this smoke. He's bought enough time that this smoke has come out. Now he has a normal 1v1 duel, right? The smoke's run out. He can now swing this, whereas normally they're on the site and they don't have to worry about that. So that's what we're seeing, that extra step of let's save util, we know that this site is free. Now we're going to look at Heretics do a similar thing over towards B. Okay, Heretics have the spike down on the site, a fade ult comes in, and we have a breach ult as well. So not good on HPs, we have a breach ult, and this is what I want to focus on. This smoke right here, this smoke is genius. And a lot of the times, especially like Haven over towards C, I would say you don't want to smoke yourself off. But because this choke point is so small, it actually means that you can have good angles in this box, which means that actually spamming against the wall in terms of the plant is actually not too bad. Then we're going to look at the plant itself, right? We have the plant like this, and half of it is covered by the wall. Wait, let's do the circle better. Half of it is covered by the wall, so you only have to spam like one side of it, right? We don't have to worry about this side, so it's easier to spam. And you see these pings coming out already, right? This ping is is against the wall, so they know that they can initially spam the ping and then just shoot everywhere else to the left. So the ping is just going, this is against the wall, this is one of their protocols, and then they just know to spam slightly to the left. Spam the ping itself, then spam slightly to the left. So when you actually are vision blocked by this smoke, it actually helps them out because there are more places they can be. They can always kind of kill the lineup. And if anyone tries to push them, imagine pushing through this smoke, right? You're going into an actual crossfire where there's kind of 4 angles where you can be seen, right? Like these 4. Like this is a nightmare to push through. So kind of let's look at how it plays out.
Look, the cause of nightmares of his own. A smoke close, allowing the spam, the rolling thunder, hard to connect on it, having to run
right into the crossfire. Artist has no chance. We stick it, but the pings are good. Like I said, you just spam towards the spike there, a little bit to the left as well. And then by that time, the smoke has gone, and then they're all dueling. A really good approach over towards B. One of the best we've seen. A lot of teams are going to start to do this. So yeah, I just thought, again, Heretics were a step ahead of a lot of teams coming into kickoff, and this was one of the prime examples. Now we're going to look at PaperX. So they have the additional Sage, and they've been saving the Sage wall. They mix it up a lot, so it's relatively hard to anti in terms of what they're doing. But let's watch this. So the good thing about Gen G is they do what Sentinels are doing, right? We look at Karen, he still has his flash. Omen Flash goes in and he flashes back. He stopped the initial hit. But because, right, we saw last time when it was Sentinels, this smoke went over towards A. They actually block it off with the Sage wall, which then means they can pinch over towards the site and they don't have to worry about this additional angle. So this extra Sage wall is just really, really strong to just make sure that no one can peek behind that, and they have this extra sight hit, even though they realize that this util originally is going to stop their fast wave. Very, very cool. And then we think about how can they use this against Heretics' way of approaching B. Okay, so we're going to look at Heretics, right? We're just doing this smoke out towards here. We have the spike down, and pretty obvious, right? We've seen this on some maps before. Icebox is probably the main one. You could just save your wall. Nope. You could just save your wall, and you can just wall in front of the fuse, and then they're going to have to wall in front of the spike, sorry, and they're just going to have to spam all of these areas, and then that probably means that they have to then push through this wall to actually get a good angle on the spike itself. So in terms of some of the afterplant meta that we're seeing of how most teams are countering the fight one site and retake the other site, they might be a step ahead with what they're doing in terms of the Sage. So I just thought this was really cool. We haven't seen it to this extent yet in terms of over towards B, but we started to see the first signs from that clip that I showed you on A with the flash going out. Yeah, I thought this was really, really cool. In terms of PaperX, it does have some weaknesses in terms of their comp, right? No Sentinel, no duelist, so obviously it's a little bit harder to get over towards the site. But we're doing stuff like this where we're like blocking off the right side of site, so we don't actually have to worry about any vision over towards here. So I'm enjoying how they're playing the no Sentinel comp. I think the fact that they have the Viper means they can block some of these areas off. And yeah, I'm just excited for Sunset in general because it seems like the meta's evolving very, very fast. Like I said, I think the teams are going to steal Heretics' after plant B over towards after plant smoke over towards B. And yeah, I'm just excited to see how the meta progresses. Our PaperX is going to keep the Sage, and our team's then going to have to like fight heavier onto the site and just eat the util that is being spammed in. It's going to be very interesting in terms of like the mind games that's going to happen. Again, all of these comps do have weaknesses, right? No actual Sentinels, so maybe they're going to start throwing lurks against them, etc. But yeah, I'm very much excited for this map. I think that the actual meta on this map in terms of how teams are playing it, there's no real meta comp at the moment, but how teams are playing it is pretty much the same. So yeah, I'm excited to see the evolution of it. And yeah, it's something that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for in Masters Madrid. Let me know if you like this kind of content. We've been doing a lot at the moment. It's only like, what, 3 days until Masters now, so not too long. We'll be doing pick'ems soon. Maybe pick'ems tomorrow. Maybe we do pick'ems tomorrow. I'm going to do a stream on China as well to catch up with just some of the China VODs so I can work out what's going on there. That's going to be happening on Wednesday as well, so go check my stream out. Thank you so much for all the comments and the likes, and I'll see you on the next one.